Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Eli, and this high school football video is brought to you by the fine folks over at Naples Rib Company. And all of our Millikan coverage this year is sponsored by Brian Ramsey and TLD Law. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We were out in the blistering heat of Henderson, Nevada. Thankfully, we got a breeze, but it was 95 at kickoff as Millikan was visiting Foothill out in Henderson near Las Vegas. The pomp and circumstance of high school football is back, baby. The marching band, the cheerleaders, we love to see it. The Foothill Falcons hosting this one. They were a top 10 team in the state of Nevada last year and coming out looking like UCLA in the powder blue and gold as they run out for their home opener hosting the Millikan Rams.
Yeah, like a mix of the Atlanta Falcons and UCLA. The Rams making third out-of-state trip in the Pelham era to their third different state. There sure are travelers, and they travel well here to this one in Henderson.
Yeah, and they got a new quarterback in Ashton Pinnell, who's off to a slow start as he's swarmed for a sack by Dallin Bear. Millikan without multiple starters on both sides of the ball, so it took him a little bit to kind of settle in as a group, but the defense was making plays early on. Senior EJ Enriquez coming up with the open field tackle. Kylan Hart going to step in for the assist.
And the play action pass here doesn't fool Josh Miyake as he goes up to knock this one down, sticks the landing. Thankfully, he's all right, pops up after that pass deflection. And Tyler.
Yeah, if you want to throw to my Odell, Sims is going to get the INT. Odell Sims with the takeaway and the return for the sophomore corner. Agent Zero goes belt to shoulder with the first takeaway of the young season.
They're appropriate with it. And freshman quarterback Jonah Tuaniga enters for the third series, part of a pregame plan to get him involved. He hits Landon Ross, and look at this block by Andrew Lamasima. Put him on the ground. A great gain for Landon Ross over there.
Got to shout out the big fella, though, getting out into space and Lamasima delivering the lumber to open up that play. And then later in the drive, Tuaniga out to Jude Nelson for a nice pickup as he's going to start his day with a good game there. And once again, he's going to go back to Nelson, who tap dances inside the pylon for the score as the Rams take the 7-0 lead in the final minute of that opening quarter. And credit to Tuaniga, comes in as a freshman, gets a touchdown drive on the first series of his high school career. So a nice start for him, and could be the start of a big year for Nelson. He was a problem on both sides of the ball in this game.
Gotta love a freshman to senior connection. The Falcons offense not getting much going though, especially through the air. Jay Lamasima with the coverage here for a force a punt for Foothill. Great defense by the Rams, and Pinnell back in the game and showing off his elusiveness here. Does not hit the turf. Instead, he hits big Jude Nelson for the first down.
Yeah, 3 defenders around him, but he pushes through to get the first. And then on 4th and goal, Rams under pressure to convert, but hey, pressure makes diamonds. Diamond Graham holds on for the score to double the Rams' advantage. It is 14-0 with 9:20 left in the second quarter. And hey, now it's going to be Jesse Lamasima getting in to force the fumble, getting all the Lamasimas in the highlight tonight. And then again getting in the backfield. This time it's Nelson with the strip sack. The Rams unable to get the turnover, but that's all right because the offense was in rhythm at this point.
Pinnell then going to drop back and unloads this one for Jay Williams up the sideline, and it's a dime. 72 yards to the cribbo, as easy as 6'7", 8'9". Rams have it rolling now.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Jay Williams this year at 6'5" with that type of speed to go over the top, and the chemistry developing, obviously with the new quarterback coming in, but everything going Millikan's way at that point in the second quarter. They're up 21-0 at halftime. And the offense didn't get much done in that second half, but Graham was able to add to his nice day. He had 5 catches for 65 yards and that touchdown you saw earlier, contributing in different kind of ways, and good to see the senior speedster looking like he's ready for a bigger role this season.
Absolutely, and the defense added to the lead as the ball is going to pop loose, and it's Peyton on the spot. McCutcheon scoops and scores and hits the floor. The cramp got him, but it's still a score. It's still 6 on the board, Tyler.
Yeah, for sure, and he'd be all right, but you can see the heat starting to take some steam out of the Rams as they're up 27-0 at this point. But even if he's not 100%, PMAC wants that football, the strip sack and the takeaway for the San Diego State Mound senior. And hey, maybe next week a little less chicken, a little more Pedialyte leading into the game, so he's not cramping and having those issues staying on the field.
Foothill was able to break the shutout thanks to a nice night from running back Anthony Taylor. drops this one up to the 1 yard line and punches it in for the short touchdown on the last play of the third quarter. That's going to make it 27-7, trying to slowly creep into this game and maybe make it a game in the last quarter.
Yeah, and Taylor would add a short touchdown grab in the closing minutes to get the Falcons back within 2 scores. As I mentioned, Millikan kind of running out of gas with a lot of guys playing both ways, but they ran out the clock. Nelson goes over the century mark with this grab. 9 grabs, 101 yards, and the touchdown. Also had 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a pass breakup on defense as Millikan wins the opener 27-14 here in Henderson. They head back to Long Beach and will host Newberry Park next Friday. It's great to have football back, Eli. We're stoked to be out covering these games. And for the coverage all season long, you got to stay tapped in right here, the562.org.